Hello, welcome back. It's great to see you. If you're wondering how I got this black eye, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna show you exactly how I got this black eye.
Hey, what is going on? Alright, so in real time, I just got back from a red eye from Brazil. I'm not sure if you're going to see the Brazil footage first or if you're going to see this footage first, because I got some great stuff for you from Brazil. It is, yes, and actually in Brazil they just call Brazilian Jiu-jitsu. I just alright, so right now there's a cop and we're hands-free vlogging here. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so right now we are headed to an open mat in Fitchburg. What is this cop doing? I might have to put you down again. Wait, we're just gonna vlog from this angle, that way we don't get pulled over. So I'm driving right now to Fitchburg. It's about an hour west from where I live in Boston, and we are going to an open mat to get some rolling in. It's a Sunday, and of course I'm going to record it for you. Alright, we are off the highway, obviously, and this is such a pretty area. There's so many trees. It's nice. It's nice. We're about 5 minutes away. I had to turn off the highway onto a street called Rollstone, which I thought was very punny. Alright, we're rolling up to... Oh, there's Brazilian Jiu-jitsu here, and there's also a Nawaza. Nawaza is... yeah, it's definitely at Nawaza. Oh, but 489 is here, but it said Nawaza on the thing. We'll just go into both. Nawaza comes from judo. I've been taking judo, and Nawaza means ground fighting. So that's like, in judo, there's ground fighting in judo. Jiu-jitsu actually comes from judo. So, yeah, let's go on in. Let's try here first.
Hello.
Hi, is this good?
Yeah.
Is there an open mat here?
Yeah.
I just... Do you have a bathroom?
Yeah. So this is a change room to use to change.
Okay.
So this is the girls, this is the men's. There's no men's today. Can use either one. There's a bathroom there, and one here on the mat. The bathroom on the right is the girls.
Oh, good.
On the left it's men's, but no men's today. Can use either one.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on? I have to pee. I've been in the car all day.
All right.
Hey, Crystal.
Crystal. I just washed my hands, so they're kind of wet. I didn't pee on them.
Hello, welcome back. It's great to see you. If you're wondering how I got this black eye, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna show you exactly.
I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring. Top from the top, make it drop, get a bucket in a mouth, I'm talking.
In this jiu-jitsu rolling commentary, we start off and she snaps me down and goes straight for a double leg. We're gonna have to replay this because My first coach used to always tell me you're either being cautious or aggressive. And the fact that she went for a double leg so fast off the jump is incredible. So if there's one thing that you learn from today's jiu-jitsu commentary is be first, almost like Cobra Kai, like strike first, like for real. Like sometimes we kind of like fiddle about during the first moments because we're not sure of like what to do, or we're not being aggressive enough. Like during your next roll, give yourself 1 second to go for a takedown and see what happens. Now after she gets this double leg, I get the overhook, and whatever overhook side you have, that's the side that you should sweep to. So I end up getting this sweep and coming up on top, and I'm using my head right now to drive her sternum to the ground. That way I can get past her half guard. So right now she ends up recovering guard. So whenever they have one leg between yours, that's a half guard. And if you're on the bottom, you're trying to get full guard. And right now I'm inside her guard, and my job is to open her guard, because the only way you can pass a closed guard is to first open it. Unless I'm lubed up, there's no way I'm slipping through those legs, you know what I'm saying? So right now I'm going for a knee in pass, and she is trying to underhook my leg. Typically when somebody is trying to underhook your leg, when you're trying to open their guard to pass while you're inside their closed guard, that means they're either going for a pendulum sweep, or they're trying to do a pendulum armbar. They're trying to do some sort of pendulum trickery in order to either armbar you or sweep you. So in order to defend this, what I'm doing is I'm keeping my elbows very tight to me, and I am putting my palms underneath her rib, her floating rib. That way she can't pull my arms forward. So that position is what's allowing me to keep my arms from getting stretched out. And from here, what I'm focused on is keeping my elbows tight and also ankle control. And now she has that was a beautiful setup for a triangle. And now I am spinning in order to unlock the triangle. So whenever you have your hand inside, you want to spin in the opposite direction of where your hand is. So you see how I'm spinning around, and what this does is this helps unlock the triangle. That way you can get your head out before getting triangle choked. So this lands me in a top side control position, and she's doing a very good job of trying to get her knee in. And so in order to defend against her escape, I switch to knee on belly and then go right to mount. And then from mount, what I always love to do is get high mount, because if you can get high mount, then that leaves their hips out of the equation. And right now I'm thinking about going for a triangle from mount. And in order to do that, I need to control of one of her arms, because if you don't have control over one of their arms and you try to get that triangle lock on from here, they're just going to slip out the back. So from the triangle, I end up getting an arm bar. From the mounted triangle, I end up getting an arm bar. So that's like my go-to anytime that I'm in side control. I love to slide over to knee on belly, because then that blocks their inside knee from regaining a guard. And then from there, from knee on belly, I love going to mount, high mount, triangle, and then you can do the choke as well as any type of arm lock. So your Americana is again, she loves a snap down, and here I'm going for some judo setups by basically tapping each of her ankles. And she's doing such a great job of snapping me down. And she goes here for a sweep, but oh my God, this was such a beautiful back sweep. This was so beautiful. And so from here, I am holstering her leg and attempting to transition into a leg lock position. So an ashigarami. And then from here, I'm keeping a grip on her left arm because this judo black belt in the background told me, basically, she's like, whenever you keep a grip, she's like, I was always amazed at whenever I kept a specific grip, how it helped me. And I remember her telling me that. And so I kept that, her right arm, I kept that grip. And that control is what allowed me to then transition into attacks that followed. So without that grip, I would have had nothing. So there's another tip right there is once you get a good grip, especially if you're doing gi, just keep the arm grip and see what you can get out of it. Sometimes you can set up a really good triangle if you have a sleeve grip, because you just need to shoot your legs and wrap around that arm and their head. This right here was a really good sweep. We're gonna have to replay that. That was actually like a technique that I'd never seen before. And that's the end of our roll. This young lady, I'm gonna have to pinpoint the point in time where the black eye happened, but I will tell you the point in time in which it happened because I remember it happening. So basically, it was a scramble and I was getting to my knees as she was getting to her knees, and I knew, because she was so aggressive in the takedown and the double leg from the beginning of our roll, I knew she was going to be aggressive in getting to her knees. And anytime you're in a scramble, the person with the higher head position, typically it's in physics, you get a more dominant position if you have a higher head. And so we were, head to head literally, and I was going to get my head higher than hers, and then her head, basically she headbutted my face. And that's the result of getting headbutted in the face. But this young lady is aggressive, and it's beautiful. Like, aggression is beautiful. When you decide to be first and attack and just go for it, it's crazy the amount of things that will open up for you. So yeah, just go for it. Think of a takedown that you're trying to work on. Get some setups, touch their feet, make things happen, make them move, and just go for it. And even if you fail, what's the worst that could happen? You know what I mean? Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I was, honored. It was such a fun roll. I love, it's always fun to roll with somebody who's aggressive like that and just goes for it. It gets me excited. It gives me goosebumps. Great, so until next time, keep on training. And yeah, bye.
Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yeah. Give me the mic so I can take it away. Off on a natural charge, bon voyage. Yeah, from the home of the Dodger Brooklyn squad. Wu-Tang killer, beats on the swarm. Rain on your college ass disco dorm. For you to even touch my skill, you gotta go to one killer B, and he ain't for the kill now. Chop that down, pass it all around. Lyrics get hard, quick, cement to the ground. For an EMC and any 52 states, I get psycho. Killer, Norman Bates, my producer. My flow is like bam, jump on stage.
So yeah, so here what I'm showing her is, so typically whenever I do a jiu-jitsu competition, if you've ever done a jiu-jitsu competition before, you know that it's hard during a jiu-jitsu competition to get takedowns that involve gaining access to their hips, because typically most people will keep their butt out, keep their butt so far out that it's difficult to gain access to their hips to do any type of hip throw. So here I was showing her some front headlock takedowns because she's really good at the snap down, and when people come back up, or the buchecha double leg, and she's really good at double legs. So if somebody's defending her double leg, they're going to keep their hips back, and if they keep their hips back, then it's easier to snap them down, get a front headlock. So I showed her, this front headlock throw, this front headlock takedown, which is super successful. Gordon Ryan did it during a competition, and it's very low risk. If you do a hip throw, as you might know, it's a higher risk because you could get your back taken. The nice thing about a front headlock throw is if it doesn't happen, then at least you still have front headlock, which is a dominant position. So, all right, no, this is it. This is really the goodbye. Okay, so yeah. Until next time, bye.
Give me the mic so I can take it away. Off on the natural charge, bon voyage. Here from the home of the Dodge and Brooklyn squad. Who painkiller, bees on the swarm. Rain on your college ass disco dorm. When you didn't even touch my skill, you gotta go for one killer bee, and he ain't for the kill now. Chop that down, pass it all around. Lyrics get hard, put cement to the ground. 40 MC and any 52 space, I get psycho. Killer, Norman Bank, my producer, for them I'm almost like bam, the whole stage of the dead.
Beat it up, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Swipe like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna rock. Look at my eye, come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised. I want you to park that big match up right in this little garage. Make it cream, make me scream. I don't punish, make a scene. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.